Blue Apron, Take Back Dinner. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Liars Club. I'm Felicia Michaels.
And I'm Jessica Wellington.
And for you guys just tuning in for the first time, what we do is we're a podcast and a game. We ask two of our comedy pals to come on. We ask them to tell two stories. One is the truth and one is a lie. Right, Jessica?
Damn Skippy.
All right. Will you please introduce our guests?
I would love to. These lovely ladies, I'm so glad they're here finally in studio. Across from you over there, she has a podcast called Naked and Serious, where she actually gets naked.
Oh, that's your South
That's her saying
Carolina.
naked. Naked.
I was like, wait, what?
And her guest gets naked, too. So if you want to do it, you got to get naked.
Mm-hmm.
And she works here at the Comedy Store. This is Miss Davina Joy.
Hello,
Welcome
ladies.
to the show, Davina.
Hello,
Welcome
thanks for
to the
having me.
show.
Excited to be here.
We're glad you're here.
And this other lovely lady, she is huge on Instagram. She also has a podcast called Chronic Relief because she smokes weed like hella. This is Rachel Wolfson.
Yay.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Rachel.
Thanks for having me.
You're very, very welcome. We're glad that you're here. Also, to my far right is one of our on-air producers, Mr. Austin Walker. And what he does is because we do stream live on Mondays and Fridays, Mondays at 4:30-ish from the Comedy Store's YouTube page, Fridays at 8:30-ish from the Comedy Store's YouTube page. And Austin will be vetting the remarks and comments that we have on the YouTube page. You guys can pipe in and say which questions you want us to ask, or if you have anything funny you want to say, and Austin will reveal all.
Yeah,
He's
but
in
the
control
vetting
of that.
process is low, so don't worry about the bar.
Okay.
Let me say real quick. Let me say a real quick good day to DVP, who's watching from Australia. Says good day from Australia, mate.
Oh,
Day.
good
Good day,
day,
mate.
good day. And our other on-air producer is in the booth. He's the guy switching the camera. You'll see he'll come on. Put yourself on. You're waving.
I'm on,
Say
baby.
hi. He's hi.
Good day.
So, and he'll be switching the camera and also joining in whenever he would like when he has something to say. All right. So how's it going? How's your podcast going?
It's going well.
Yeah. Do you get sponsored by weed companies?
Yes, I'm currently sponsored by Kush Queen,
Uh-huh.
and they're like a female-focused. It's a real company.
Love
okay?
it. I
We
love
sell-
it.
We're in Urban Outfitters.
Uh-huh.
My best friend owns the company. They do sell products in Urban Outfitters like CBD and THC bath bombs and weed lube and body soak that has CBD and THC. So any way you want to get high, they will
In a womanly way.
or it's whatever your gender
do they
is.
do they have that spray that you spray on your vagina?
You can spray it on whatever you got working down there.
Okay,
Does not
wow.
discriminate. It's
Okay,
for whatever.
Okay,
it's-
alrighty. That sounds
Parts are parts.
Yeah, it's trans friendly.
like something I want to do. Anyway, we have a sponsor too. I should mention that we have a sponsor called Blue Apron. If you are interested in trying a meal delivery service, why don't you give Blue Apron a try? If you do give it a try, do us a big favor. When you get to the end of filling out all the stuff you got to fill out, put in the code LIARS, right?
That's right. Code LIARS.
And then you'll get 30% off. There you go.
Hell yeah.
And we'll play a short commercial during the middle of the podcast. We won't bore everyone with it now. I can't get my mouth working correctly now, but
Are you already in our Helen Keller mode?
no, I know we are gonna. You guys, we're doing a show this Wednesday here at the Comedy Store, historical roast, where we're gonna play Helen Keller and Ann Sullivan, the woman that taught Helen Keller how to talk.
Love that.
Yeah, let's just say, when Donald Trump did the, it might be that
worse.
kind of cringy. It's not
That's
gonna be good.
amazing.
Let's hope we still have
I
a podcast
love
after
it.
this is all said and
Are you
done.
kidding? You guys are going to be the next presidents.
Yes.
Anyway, but so why don't we go ahead and start? And how about you, Davina? Why don't you start off with the story? What we'll do is you'll tell a story, then she'll tell a story, then you, and then her, and then we'll do a voting. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, and don't break, because we
Don't break if we figure
interrogate you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I like interrogation.
it out. There you go.
I probably shouldn't be proud of either of my stories, but this one I'm the least proud of as an adult when you're 19. And
You're least proud of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the bar high or low on? It's probably high in your eyes, but it was a fun time. And when you get a chance to do something, I went to a concert with a couple of my friends. This is when I was at Arizona State University.
Okay.
And this is when Redman and Method Man were on their Blackout tour, and we had gone to a concert, Crystal, Cap, and myself. And Crystal's beautiful black girl with green eyes, so we could get anything we wanted in the world.
Aw.
And Cap is from Beloit, Wisconsin. Like, she was just like the blackest white girl I ever knew. Like, she just was down and all guys loved all of us. And when I was 19, I was super hot, still am. And so
There you
I
go.
have to keep telling myself that because,
I have to say, do you guys know that Davina rock climbs topless?
I mean, I do whatever I
I thought
can.
that's
naked
how
if
you're
I can.
supposed to climb mountains.
Exactly.
Aren't you worried about nipple shaking?
I wish my nipples had any sensitivity. I've thought about getting them pierced because they're like I could rip them off in front of you right now and be like, huh? Like I
Are
hate
you
it.
serious?
Yeah, but I'm also not like I'm not like on the wall with my it's so funny how
Yeah, but
people are
it's like
so
a
concerned about my
fake
nipples.
plastic wall, the kind that they do.
No,
indoors.
she's
She
saying
goes-
like outside, like no,
Outside?
you're not allowed to indoor. Like I wish I could take my top off at
Outside?
the gym. I've been trying.
On real rocks?
On
On
real
real
rocks.
rocks? I thought it was like the plastic one, like big deal.
Well, in the gym, I mean, I can take my top off and have a bra on, but that's the bullshit and why I have naked and serious because I should be able to take my top off at the gym too and not have to worry about like who cares.
Leah said she saw your topless rock climbing pics and says, "Damn, girl."
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
Wow. Wow. All right. All right.
Okay, so back to the story. So we went to go see the concert, and afterwards, I don't even know how Crystal knew who to talk to. I feel like this was kind of her thing, is to like get things given to her, but somehow she gets in touch with Capadonna, who was like there. Capadonna's part of the Wu-Tang Clan. There's Ghostface. Ghostface was there as well. So gets in with him, and he's like, "Hey, we're going to be at the DoubleTree." This was in Arizona. In
How did
Phoenix.
she get in with him?
She I don't know how she saw him or just like went up and I mean, this is the kind of girl that just like she's beautiful and she has a
this was in
personality. This
Arizona.
is in Arizona.
So the DoubleTree, is that the fanciest?
No,
hotel that you have?
no, it is definitely not the fanciest hotel. But I feel like rappers are like, I'd rather the money in my pocket than at the hotel. You know what I mean? They're not. It was
Not
a nice
according
hotel.
To the videos.
This is that you already know that's not real life,
Okay.
Jessica Wellington.
Wait,
it is sometimes
that's
like
a
if they go
very
to
good
Turks and
point.
Caicos.
They
Yeah.
like bling and they like to show
they're
it
not
off.
going to stay at the DoubleTree, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I've
It's-
worked with a promoter, and many of our artists stayed at DoubleTrees or like the low rent Hiltons. What are they called?
Yeah.
The I don't know, whatever the little off-brand thing is.
It was
Embassy
actually a
Suites?
nice. It's a nice
Something like
hotel.
that.
It's almost
Okay.
like that. It's like the
Okay.
Embassy Suite kind of hotel. It wasn't like a shitty hotel,
Okay,
but this
all
was
right.
also like Arizona. It was fucking when I was 19, like whatever year that was, probably 2000. I can't even think about it. Like that stresses me out more than anything. So anyway, we end up, Sarah and Crystal and I end up going to like the after party over there, and we go over to. It's an after party at the Dub. Why are you rolling your eyes?
Just keep going. Keep going.
This is back, and you've got to think in like 2000. Like you're thinking
So
20
they-
fucking 19 brain right now.
No,
You
but
gotta
they
think
were
like-
at the height of what they were doing, right? That was at the
yeah,
height
but
of their
they also
fame?
get like they don't want people will stalk you if they know that you're staying at a nice place when you're that famous. So like it's not like a shitty place, but it's a
Right.
place that they can stay at and not probably
Okay.
have to worry
Kia's
about
chiming in
being, like,
and says that this
followed.
is a
Hi,
place
Kia.
that gives you fresh, warm cookies upon arrival. So this is no shabby place at DoubleTree. And I was actually
Come
going
on,
to say that
Kia,
myself, and I couldn't
come
remember which
on.
hotel brand it was.
Right.
DoubleTree.
Well, and they're
That's a nice
good
place.
cookies.
If I go into a hotel and I smell fucking some
I feel like
bullshit
I need
chocolate
to-
chip cookies, I'm like suspect.
During
immediately.
Rachel's story, I need to pull up some DoubleTree hotel photos so you can see that it's
No, we're
not
not-
like
we're
a
not-
Best Western. We're not
we're
like
not allowed to Google.
okay.
Okay, but continue. My
Okay,
apologies.
so we end up at the after party, and initially it's just Ghostface Killah, Capadonna, and then a couple other people. And so we don't know if Redman and Meth are like even there are going to show up. We have no idea if they're going to be there, but it's still like Capadonna and Ghostface Killah, who was like my brother. It was like the relationship we shared in just meeting. He was like never trying to fuck, which we're young, and I just felt like this protection from him. He was amazing, and I love Ghostface Killah. So we end up at the hotel, and we're just like hanging out, like we're just fucking kicking it, like drinking,
Friend
hanging
zoned
out,
by Ghostface
smoking.
Killer.
Probably. So, we're hanging out and we're all just like drinking or whatever. And at one point in time, like the doors just open and Redman like falls into the room. Like he has a bottle of liquor on him and he like comes in and he's just smash and just falls into the room. And we're just like, what? Like we're all looking at each other like, what? Redman just like fall into the room, you like it's excitement, like we're fucking kids, and we think we're adults, fucking 19 stupids. And so we are hanging out, like Redman's there, and then we go outside, and they're trying to like get some of the girls to take their shirts off because they're fucking rappers and they're trying to like get some shit started. And you know me, I'm like, I'll show my tits, like I don't care, I'll show my
I
fucking.
knew it was coming.
What? That my tits were gonna be coming out in a story? I hate you. So, so we end up. At first it kind of like dies down, and we go to another like hotel room, and we're hanging out in Ghostface now, and it's a little bit like more chill. And this guy comes in and is like, so we're having this like topless concert, and I'm like, dude, you don't have to like lie about there's gonna be like some concert for a prize. I don't care, like I'll fucking show my tits. So we go outside, and we're all like, my dad would be so upset. He's a Jew. He's probably like, win some money for your fucking tits. But I'm like, I don't care, I'll just show them because I have them. And so we end up outside, and there's no other girls that are like wanting to fucking do that. I'm like the only girl who's like, I'll fucking show my tits. And we're sitting in a circle, and I was sad because Method Man's like my heart. I love Method Man. Like if you grew up listening to Wu-Tang, Method Man's a shit. And so I hadn't seen him, and I was like, dude, it sucks that Method's not here because at least Redman showed up. And I hear someone, we're in a circle talking, and I hear him say something, like I just hear his voice, and I was like, what the fuck? Like Method Man's here? And I look over and I'm like, that's not Method Man. And he keeps the dude, he was so skinny, like so much skinnier than I ever thought he would have been. And I know that he's like done drugs and crack and all that shit. So he was just so skinny. He looked like a big head on like a little bottle, you know, but the voice, like it's Method Man's voice. He has a very unique voice. So I was like, oh shit. So I'm talking to my girls and I'm like, dude, I'm definitely taking my tits out because I don't fucking care. So I ended up just like being like, are we going to do this concert, like this contest or what? And I'm just like, they're like, well, we have to see if anybody has, like, I hate that they were acting like I was stupid being 19, but like tits better than yours, like show us yours because nobody here might have any that are like just as good, you know what I mean? So I pull them down and show them, and Method Man like is standing next to me, and he just fucking sucks like my right tit. So the part that I'm ashamed of,
I love how now's the part that she now comes in the part that she's ashamed of. Can you just
guys, am I supposed to be ashamed of any of this? I'm not. Well, the part that I'm ashamed of is because at the time I don't know if these guys are married, not married. Like I know nothing about their status, so I don't fucking give a fuck.
You were really worried about that at 19?
I don't know. No, that's what I'm saying. That like my adult self now is like, man, I shouldn't have been doing that. You know what I mean? Because I do respect relationships now, and I did them, and I'm like, this is fucking Method Man. I don't know he's married. I know nothing about him, but yeah, we ended up hooking up. But you
love him.
I love him, and I'm at a fucking hotel with Method Man.
So
like,
you guys ended up hooking up.
Yes, going back to his hotel room.
Yeah.
You had sex with Method Man.
Yes.
Is what you're telling us on this podcast right now.
Is what I'm telling you on this podcast right now. Telling them and telling you.
So was it good sex?
Yeah, it was amazing. He has a beautiful penis.
Now, I will say...
Oh, my God.
It's a
fucking lie. Come on. This is such a bullshit lie, Davina. I already call it out as a lie.
That is so hurtful. That this is so unbelievable for fucking Felicia to believe. Like, that is a little soul crushing in a major
years ago was that?
fucking way. I'm 38 now. When I was 19, so
like
oh my god,
almost 20 years ago, and you're still like,
almost 20
a
years
beautiful
ago.
penis. 20 years later.
Does Felicia not know anything about me, and any dick I talk about making me the happiest person ever?
And
like,
if you slept with Method Man, you'd probably remember it too, Felicia.
I mean, this is
that's his method. That's why they call him.
I'm
a fuck you
method
bitch, and you're
of his
gonna
man.
never forget it.
That's my method.
I am soul crushed right now, Jess Wellington. Because I feel like anybody that knows me is like, Davina loves dick. Like it puts a twinkle in my eye.
I just want to say
I
do believe that Method Man has come in your vagina, has entered.
It did not come in my way. Did not come in my vagina.
But I wanted. What I'm saying is, I believe you.
Right.
We believe women here. Believe all women.
But this is also a truth.
This is a liar's club.
I am just
and
so
she's fucking lying.
Like shocked and hurt by Felicia's immediate,
Oh my
like,
God.
no
One of those
fucking
liars
way.
when you get called out. I cannot believe that you don't believe me.
It's
Are you one of
it's
those liars?
hurtful. No, that's hurtful. I'm beautiful, and, I was
I
even
did
hotter
want to
back
defend
then.
your double tree.
Oh, I'm not
because
questioning that. I'm not questioning that. I'm not questioning
Yeah,
that you
okay,
weren't
well, this is
beautiful.
where
I'm not-
insecurity-
Oh
no,
yeah,
no.
no. We think
I'm
you're
question-
definitely beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're fucking
Enough
you-
to fuck
yeah,
Method Man, because I fucking did. So eat shit, bitches. Sorry. Okay.
You know, I did sleep with the butler from Fresh Prince of Bel Air, his son. So if I could do it,
Yeah.
In a double tree?
That's the same
Oh.
story.
Wait, what was
That's
it?
the same story.
You slept with fucking what's his face's
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey's son?
With Jeffrey's
Yeah, with
son?
It was Jeffrey's
the son of Jeffrey?
The
Oh my
son of
God,
Jeffrey.
you have famous pussy.
What?
That's literally he's the most famous
Jessica,
butler
famous
in
pussy Wellington.
Yeah, famous pussy. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Literally.
what I'm
That's
known
your new
for.
tag.
Wait, did you get any info on like
Did he have a beautiful penis?
Method Man is way
he-
more
is that
famous
accent
than this
real?
motherfucker,
Is Jeffrey-
so
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
he's British.
Yeah.
His
Well,
dad was British.
my
Yeah.
pussy is
Yeah, yeah.
famous too.
You guys,
Fucking
we-
assholes.
Her cousin's
Method
also
Man
been
is
I
all
love
about
how
that,
much
though.
I love
more.
how she was like, I fucked Method Man, and I was like, okay. And then she's like, well, Jeffrey the butler from
From
Fresh
his
Prince's
son.
son.
And I'm like,
hold the
she
line.
gets Jessica
I was like,
famous
hold the line.
pussy Wellington. I'm like, Method Man is so much more famous. Fuck you, bitches. Davina
I know,
famous pussy
but Method
first.
Man fucked a lot of
Joy.
pussy.
Yeah.
The butler's kid probably
But they're
not so
not
much.
here.
This is like,
But
All
they're
right.
not here, Felicia. Okay.
both are 90s royalty. Just wanted to
Okay.
say.
Okay. You're kinder than I thought. I like that about you.
Oh my God, wow. Give it time.
She's a nice. Oh, Rachel.
All
you're
right.
a
So, what
sweetheart.
are people saying online, Austin?
Well, our good buddy Liars Club alum Matt Devlin is chiming in. He's playing
Oh,
online.
wow.
Said he finally figured out how to watch live, so hopefully he can help keep
Hi,
you guys.
Matt. We love you.
He actually
Hello, Matt.
I think he beat everybody in the room. I don't think anybody guessed his lie, so he might be able to help us figure out who the liar is later on.
He did have good
Ooh.
lies.
Raver Bachelor said, "But did ODB pee on you though? Did you really
good
even
question.
meet
It's
them?
not
Oh.
ODB.
That's my-
ODB
that's
is
the number
old
one
dirty
question.
bastard. This is Method Man.
Mark Melvin says, "But did he motorboat you though?"
No, he had sucked my tit. Like he just leaned down and started sucking my right titty
With that
in
big
front
old
of my
bobblehead of
friend.
his.
with
Hey,
his
wait.
big old bum.
You
Hey,
said
on
it
the-
had a
on
big
It
the
old
looked.
ODB
It was.
comment.
He's so skinny. What about the ODB
On
comment?
the ODB,
ODB
comment,
wasn't
that's what I'm thinking. What if we're getting just sent for a double loop here? This is the lie. Just kidding. I fucked the whole squad. Isn't that kind of the way it works
Yeah,
with those
I
guys?
didn't fuck Method Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole squad.
I think if anyone gets some, the whole team gets to fuck. I think that's how it works with those
that's
guys.
not. It
Let
might be
me-
what they write about, but that's not. They were like super cool.
Let
It
me ask you a
wasn't
very
like that.
serious question. As did you climax with Method Man?
It's hard to make me climax. Fucking period. Like
With the
Wow.
most beautiful dick on the planet, you
I
couldn't
didn't.
climax.
Did not say most beautiful dick on the planet. I've seen a many. It's not the most beautiful, but it's a beautiful dick. I have probably less of. I don't know if he's even in the top 5, but
And you were 19. May not have.
Seen a lot of
well, I
beautiful
lost
dicks.
it at 17. Yeah, I mean, I had seen my share by 19.
Did
for
you
sure,
say
for
things
sure.
like "Do me harder, Method Man"? Or
I mean, am I a vocal sexer?
yeah, did
Yes,
you
I
say-
definitely
did,
am.
And when you did it, were you like Method or Method Man, or how did you?
Method Man.
I mean, I'm just kind of a like keep it general so you don't fuck up names. So I'm like a fuck me daddy,
Yeah,
like
you
fuck
just
me
call
hard.
you call him Meth for short. Like,
Right, that's what I'm
Fuck
saying.
me, meth, get me hard. I mean, I'm sure a meth probably flew out there. I mean, I can't remember specific verbiage that I was saying, but I know how I am in sex.
I think
I'm
I would
definitely a
remember
very-
if I said once in my life, fuck me,
me,
Method
meth.
Man. I think I would remember it till my grave. Anyway, that's a wonderful first story. I
Thank
love
Couple
it.
of things here.
Yeah,
So
okay,
much.
all right.
I hate Felicia.
Matt Devlin says, "Ask about the tattoo on Method Man's left thigh." Is that?
Oh,
mean
yeah.
anything
Oh,
to you?
because I have his body fucking photogenically
Mm.
like remember. I don't fucking remember everything about his fucking body.
You remembered he had a beautiful
I remember
Just the
penis.
messenger
beautiful
here.
dicks, period. But I'm like, I don't remember a fucking tattoo. Like what specific? He has
Uh-huh.
tats all over.
Yeah,
like
is
he's a
it
tatted
like something
dude.
very Like a snake that wraps around to his penis?
Could be. Maybe a Wu-Tang Clan symbol, I would imagine. I don't know. Raver Basher chiming in. Sometimes our guests get nicknames on here.
Raver Basher.
Brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Keep in mind, I'm just the messenger here.
Brace yourself, Davina.
I
Raver
don't.
Basher said, never imagined Wanda Sykes was down with the Woo. Or went down on the Woo, as it were.
I do give good head, and I am not. It's not the first time I've been caught on to Sykes for sure. But it's a bad reference because I look like other people more.
Yeah, I always thought Wanda Sykes looked like Pam Grier, the actress. I thought they could all.
I have a
play
friend named
siblings.
Valita, and I call her Wanda Sykes. So she reminds me of Wanda Sykes so much.
Ken
so
Lofgren
much.
says lie. Kia says too defensive. Definitely lie. It was pretty
I know, it was-
detail heavy. I'll say that.
Yeah,
And
but-
Devlin says you would remember that tattoo on his leg, on his thigh.
Okay,
So.
Devlin, I don't know what to tell you. I don't sit there and fucking memorize
he
people's
books a
like,
gig. Be
tattoo
nice to him.
marks. No, I do. I've been on. I love their show at the
No, it's great.
Townhouse. It's a great show, but no, I don't specifically remember his tattoo. I don't even remember fucking the last guy that I was dating. If he didn't have tattoos, but he had burn marks, like he welted himself. Anyway,
Okay. So anyway, it's your turn now.
Hi, guys. Okay, so my first story is when I was in high school, my mom, she was a judge. So part of one of her responsibilities was signing search warrants. So sometimes a search.
Where was this?
This is in Las Vegas, where I'm born and raised. Okay.
Very
And
serious.
so basically, sometimes she would have to answer phone calls in the middle of the night to sign search warrants. Sometimes she would be at her office at her desk, or sometimes we would have to go down to the police station. And this was one of those times. So we go down to the police station. This was after school one day.
How old were you?
I was 17. And
Now, what if you were in Disneyland
Mhm.
and she needed to sign a.
She would do it over the phone, but what she would have to do
Okay.
is go to like a quiet area, and they would read the whole case over the phone. It could take, a half hour.
I didn't know if
an
she
hour.
could go into the Disney jail.
Yeah,
And
or
do
a quiet place, but not like
Yeah.
a Disney jail. Because this is in Vegas, so if she was in Disney, she would just have to find like a place to answer a phone call
Gotcha.
where the detectives would read the
I didn't
search
know
warrant
Disney
over
jail
the
I
had
know
any
when I
authority.
hear Judge Las Vegas and search warrants, I'm all like, "What's going on with the Disney jails?"
Yeah. Are you watching Disney Plus? Because I am.
Oh yeah.
No, but my roommate he's been watching it because he just got it free or something.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Verizon.
Yeah.
I've been heavy into some Disney Plus.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, this podcast is not sponsored by Disney Plus, but it could be someday.
So you had to go.
So
with her when you were
anyway, so I had to
17.
go with my mother when I was 17, and while we were at the police station, there was one cop reading or going through the search warrant with my mom, and then there was this other cop who was like, "Do you like rap music?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Do you want to see something cool?" And I was like, "Obviously," because I'm bored as fuck sitting here, at a police station, and I haven't committed a crime. And he was like, "Okay." So he pulls out this binder, that had pictures of Tupac's autopsy photos from his death.
Did he warn you before you opened it up?
Well, that's how he warned me. He's like, "Do you like rap music?" And I was like, "Yes." So I was staring.
So no.
How are guest
So
stories?
no.
Guest stories are always in sync. Like they're always a central subject. And
Oh,
right now,
yeah.
90s
Isn't that
rappers. is
weird?
like-
Yeah, that does happen a
So,
lot. You're right.
The themes are good. And so, but this episode will have so many themes too, I think. But yeah, like, anyways, so I'm 17 staring at Tupac's dead dick on like one of those, like when you go to the police, when you're lying on like
Mortuary.
or like
Yeah, the
when they're
when
they're like
the medical
autopsy,
examiner,
like
the autopsy, right?
And he's not. I mean, this Tupac is not on an island somewhere. He is lying or he's buried somewhere now. But I've seen pictures of his autopsy photos.
Damn.
He's dead, bitches.
Tupac
It wasn't a
so
lookalike?
I solved
hot.
a crime. He was hot. Yeah.
How was
So
his
that's-
piece? Did he have a good piece?
Giant,
Wow.
Yeah, massive.
Of course he did. He
Yeah.
has to.
Of course.
massive.
His,
yeah,
his
RIP.
dead dick was massive.
I know.
Yeah, massive. Dead.
Imagine what that thing looked like alive.
A weapon of mass destruction.
Does rigor
Tupac.
mortis set in on the penis?
You
I
know
don't
what? I
know.
don't think not for black people. It doesn't.
But how can, if you're 17, understand that it's a big dick? Or maybe it's, when you're little.
Are you kidding? I'm 17 in Las Vegas. I knew a dead dick.
Yeah.
But I knew a live dick.
Dead dick, live dick.
I know it all.
So did he, did you see the bullet wounds or?
I mean, yeah, and also there was like a cover, like they covered, there was different photos of him like covered by a sheet. They had like different angles of him throughout this binder, and the cops said that people from all over the world would call the police station to try and get these photos so they can shoot documentary. Mind you, this was back in 2000, early 2000s.
But they never released those.
I don't know if they ended up releasing them because this was in 2000. This is back in 2004, and there's been documentaries and things since.
So you're saying that there were several pictures, and some of the pictures had the sheet covering the wounds and his
Yeah, they
private
moved
area.
it different because he got shot in different areas, so they had different pictures of him all set up, like, taking pictures of his body.
Why would you go with your mother at the age of 17
That's
to
what I
go
was
do
wondering,
something
too.
boring? Because I my kids would never. They'd be
Hell
like,
no.
fuck that.
Well,
I
when
gotta go to
when
the
your
police
mom
station.
when your mom was an authority figure and she wouldn't let you get your license at 16 because she thought you were irresponsible because she was right. She picked you up and dropped you off from work every day, so you didn't really control where you went. It's kind of like being in prison.
I was she probably didn't have a choice. My dad got arrested one time when I was like 16, 17. Then I had to go down to the police department, and this bondsman's trying to get me to, do bond for my dad. And I'm like, nah, fucking let him sit in there. Why am I here?
Alrighty.
Sorry.
So
There's a theme to this story.
Okay. Any comments online about this crazy Tupac story?
There are some comments. I think that everybody's kind of on board right now because they're not really like super calling you out. So it seems like maybe they're buying it. One comment was made and retracted, so that's really what the discussion is about.
Okay.
And we're going to leave it at that.
Okay, all right.
It was probably a clever joke, but we'll have no idea because
And
it was
what
retracted.
What about you, Michael?
I don't know. It's so. What I'm trying to think is like it's so obscure. It'd be so obscure and creative if this was made up. So it's either got to be true or it was a different rapper or something. Like imagine she's coming up with a lie. This is such a bizarre.
Well, what other rapper died in Las Vegas?
Yeah, true. This has a
No, but I mean it could be a different. I mean, just she might have seen pictures of a dead rapper that people wanted to get a hold of those photos, but
Leah said she saw those pictures, but she did not see that part. So,
I shouldn't see the piece.
which I would think if you could see the
She saw him
pictures,
at
you
the
would
police-
definitely see the.
She saw him at the
piece.
police station?
Maybe, I
No,
don't
she's
know.
saying you didn't see the dick. Like you saw him,
Maybe she
the
saw him
pictures, but
online
not the dick.
somewhere.
Yeah.
My question is also
Well, they
this.
when you die, you're naked.
Yeah, they take all the.
I
Yeah.
definitely saw his dick. I mean, sorry you didn't, but I did.
But I don't understand why a policeman, if your mom is some powerful judge, why he would take the daughter of a judge and
He was just trying to
expose-
be cool.
How old was he, do you think?
I don't remember.
Like,
he
was
wasn't
he
old.
DTF?
Like he was I don't know.
He was like
he was
26 or 27.
My mom was right there. He was like, is it cool if I was at a police station. Nothing bad's going to happen to me at the police station. That happens on the streets.
If I took my kid to the police station, I would be like, you fucking sit right there and don't talk to anybody. Don't do anything. I would be different than that. Yeah, I think y'all told lies the first story. That's what I kind of think.
Perfect.
But we're going to move on. So what is your second story?
My second story is I don't know if Jess knows this. You might know this, that I have a pet snake.
I do know that. I've been to your house.
Oh yeah, isn't he cute? When this is in 2000, and I was working at a pet place. I'm just not gonna name the name. And
It
I
rhymes with
stole him.
Rhett Snow.
I know. She just said
There's
she
m-
saw Tupac's dick and
there's-
autopsy photos. You can say where you were working.
There's
Don't
multiple,
worry about it.
but because I stole him like when I worked, and it's been long enough
Oh,
to
you
where
stole the snake?
yeah, like it's been long enough to where it's not. I wouldn't be
What,
an
did you have to
issue,
put a
but
claim
still.
that he had ran away?
No, I decided to leave the cage open, so it looked like somebody else mishandled the cage and he had just gotten out. Why are you laughing?
It's very sneaky, just like a snake.
So you
Yeah.
stole the snake. How did you smuggle it outside the store?
I was grooming there, and so I had a smock, and so the smock had like a big pocket, and I was able to just like put him in the pocket and walk out, and he just like behaved long enough for me to be able to like get him out of there. I wonder if he knew I was saving him.
And how old were you when this happened?
This is I got him in 2001. So I was like 20.
And you got a job grooming? Did you have to take like classes to learn how to
Most
groom?
places you do. This place kind of just like brought me into this manager and was like, hey, you're going to start training her how to groom. And she's like, was super ghetto, like really ghetto. She's like, I'm what? And I was like, you guys haven't even told her that she's about to have a new fucking person here. And now she's like training me because I could tell like she was not having it. But they're just like, yeah, you're going to train her. She'll wash the dogs for you first, like help you with like whatever the medial things, and then you'll start
Let
teaching
me
her
ask you
how
a
to.
question. As you were washing and shaving those dogs' asses, a year after you fucked one of the most beautiful dicks on the planet, were you like, my life
has gone
changed?
downhill? I've always had very high peaks and very low valleys.
That would be pretty.
I've always
substantial.
had. That's why I feel I'm humble, because I feel like I've always had these really awesome things that have happened, and then things that are like you're still just a fucking
to be a groomer assistant,
regular
I know
person.
because it wasn't long ago that I was looking for jobs. You don't need experience.
right. I mean, I
Okay.
became a groomer like myself. I was taking my own dogs finally at a point in time, like being there long enough.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Huh.
And you've had your snake for how long?
18 years.
And how long was it when you
Wait,
stole it?
2001. 18 years, yeah.
How long of a snake was it?
He was a baby when I stole him.
It's like the
I
same
mean,
conversation we just had.
Yeah, it was
was he
inspired by
bigger
seeing
or
that stick.
smaller? Was he bigger or smaller than Tupac and Method Man's dick? I want to say, I mean, it's hard to measure a snake because they don't ever sit still. You know what I mean? So I want to say he was probably around 20 inches, somewhere around. What's it? He was over a foot. I mean, he was a baby still, but
What kind of snake was it?
he's a
It's a boa.
boa.
It's
a
kind of more about the
juvenile's
girth,
boa.
though. How big around was it? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he was-
man thought.
He was a baby. He was really skinny and hadn't been eating. So that's why I was like, I'm going to steal him because I think they're doing something
And
wrong.
how much would he have cost to
He was
buy?
actually really expensive because they're from Madagascar, like originally. And I think they were, like, he wasn't meant to be ordered. It was like a missed shipment. And so, like, $380.
Oh,
What?
really?
Yeah,
Really?
he was an expensive
Where
boy.
where were you?
In Virginia, Manassas, Virginia.
Hey, can I be the first to say that this is bullshit and really well played?
Yes.
She
please.
seems so truly hurt that you guys were not taken well to that first story. And so it got me on board. I'm like, this must have happened, man. She's offended that they won't believe this. And then she tells us some mundane shit like, I got a pet snake.
That
Like, I bet you do.
stole.
Why wouldn't she have a pet
She
snake?
does.
No,
have
but
a
that I
pet
stole
snake.
him. I do have a
She
pet
just
snake,
took a
and I
picture with
stole
him,
him.
where she was laying on the ground and he was stretched out alongside
He
her.
was not alongside me laying on the ground. You were thinking of that myth that people tell people that if you have a pet snake and they lay next to you, they're trying to size you up. He already knows he can't eat me. They can only eat as big as like the fattest part of their
Wait a
body.
minute. You took a picture lying on the floor with your snake stretched out.
I don't
next
think
to
he was
you.
next to me in the picture.
Well, where was he?
Like,
He
I
was
think
right-
he was like on the ground and I was like at the face of him or something, but he wasn't like laying out like next to me. I do sleep with him. Sometimes I'll put him in a sleeping bag. And,
Was
like,
that an impulsive thing to steal the snake, or was it you planned it?
It ended up being a plan because I found out that the woman who trained me, like my manager, because she wasn't like the store manager but the grooming manager, had like stolen so many things. Like I dropped her off one day and I saw she had stolen so much, and I knew that he was back there and I wanted him. So, and my other snake had passed away like a little bit before that. I had one. That
And
my
what's the
ex-
name of your snake?
Eway.
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 Okay.
Well, snakes in the Everglades, aren't they like eating alligators and shit
Yeah.
down there?
He's
And,
in Madagascar. That's not the Everglades, but
well, I don't think the ones in the Everglades come from the Everglades. They
No,
just
they
get
don't.
released.
They
Yeah.
were put there because they were pets that got out.
outgrown.
Yeah.
And started sizing up their
People put
humans.
'em out.
So.
Well, there's some that can, like a reticulated python gets to 30 feet. They can definitely eat people. And there's definitely, I want to say an anaconda is big enough to be able to eat a person for sure as well. But there
There-
are snakes that can, but like my
Right.
snake knows
There's
that he
definitely
can't.
boas too in the Everglades, but there's also pythons that are literally every other wildlife is dying out because they're eating it. They're eating 'em.
Everybody. Oh, and it's so hard
Alligators.
because I'm like, don't.
Raccoons,
Yeah.
like everything.
Also, how did you transport that thing here?
How did I bring him here?
Yeah.
Well, I moved here from
That's a good question.
Arizona.
Good question.
I moved here from Arizona, but when I moved even from Virginia to Arizona, I drove across country. So I had like a 17-foot like moving truck because I
Well-
lived in Virginia, moved to Arizona, and then from Arizona to here.
Were you living with your parents?
not in Arizona, no.
But in Manassas, Virginia, where you
no,
stole the
no,
snake?
no, no, no.
Speaking of
No.
Manassas, Virginia, Mark Melvin says he went to Osborne High School in Manassas, Virginia.
I'm not from Manassas. I'm from Nova, like Fairfax County. But so I went to ASU for a year, moved back to Virginia for a year, went to George Mason. And so I was in that area, the Manassas area. This is when the DC sniper and stuff, too. Like one of the shootings had happened right at the gas station, like by where my apartment was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
wow.
I will say too that I flew a snake from England to Las Vegas.
What?
Wow.
You flew a snake? He's never.
That's wild.
Spot-
He's
Podcast.
never flown.
You didn't have to quarantine it or anything?
No,
'Cause
I
don't you have
paid
to
a
do that
guy
with
and
dogs?
He got it done.
Oh, wow.
There you
Oh,
go.
oh,
There you
oh.
go. There
You
go.
didn't fly with it. You had one flown
was
to
shipped.
you. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
All
Okay.
right. That's a great second story.
Real quick,
okay.
Dank Abbott says, a lesbian stealing a snake. How ironic.
I'm
and
not a
erotic.
lesbian.
She just said
I'm
she
like
fucked
the
Method
straightest
Man.
person, but no, everyone thinks I'm gay. I have a masculine energy. I'm a gay man in a woman's body.
Now, you
I
look
get
like
it all
that,
the time.
lady that identifies as black.
Rachel Dolezal.
I hate
Yeah,
you.
you do look like Rachel Dolezal.
Oh, wow.
I know. No,
Yeah.
by the way, you fucking pieces of shit, Rachel Dolezal looks like me. I'm the real one.
Dude,
I'm
hey.
the real one.
It's true.
Rachel
She looks
Dolezal.
like me.
She's so Rachel Dolezal would die to hear that.
And
right?
I have a premise.
I know.
I have a premise where I'm just like, she's a psycho bitch when she chooses to have hair like this. Like this is some bullshit
Yo.
shit. Like of all the hair she could have chosen
She
to
went to the
fucking
whitest
be
Halloween
black.
store and said, "Give me a
Fuck
black
that
hair."
hoe.
I took African American studies with Professor Rachel Dolezal at Eastern Washington.
You did
University.
not.
Fucking did not.
I'm gonna say that's a lie.
No way.
Dude, I went. Check it out. That whole thing's out of Spokane. I went to college in Spokane.
Oh,
my
She was the
God.
university at our.
Never
Did you
fucking
suspect?
brought this up.
You,
I don't know. I can't believe it's never come up. I can't believe it's never
Did
come
you
up.
did you know
I
she
hate
was
you all
white?
for
When something is so official and institutionalized like through a university, and this lady like she dressed and had her hair in a way all the time, and she you just figure she must be light skinned. You don't question for a second if your African American studies teacher who says they're black is black. You're just like whatever.
Yeah, you know.
But once it came out, you're
bitch,
like,
you ain't
oh
black.
yeah.
Well, I'm part black and I am her color. And
Yeah, you look just
like so.
Yeah.
I mean, she was my color and my fake hair.
Did
so
she
fuck
talk
that
with
bitch.
like any kind of vernacular or like was her how?
No, she's one of them educated blacks.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
but
but
she
how,
was.
how like you know what I'm saying? Like, did she dress younger or more? Like you couldn't tell at all.
A lot of like kind of that ropey weave hair look, a lot of over the top hair stuff, and also
Wow.
super militant, super like some people are extra convicted toward white people, like want to make you feel guilty and stuff. She was really
This
like
just became the racist club.
That's what if she?
we rebranded.
She brought in a black-
Gonna be amazing. No, I'm just
What if she was
No,
like,
but you're
guys,
right.
white people aren't that bad, are we? I mean, they.
this is another podcast. I'm sorry, but it seemed interesting.
No,
it seemed worth
that's
mentioning.
fascinating.
Wow.
That is
yeah,
pretty wild.
I get told a lot of people I hate.
If
that
you're
bitch.
lying, I hate you.
What was your reaction when you saw
All right,
her?
we're
I'm
good.
just kidding, I'm
We're
just
gonna be
kidding.
good.
Oh yeah, what was
Were
your
you
reaction
floored,
when
like
you
when
saw
you saw her
that?
in the news and stuff?
Oh, of course, it's bizarre. Of course, the movies
You
have
should
come
get
out
your
now.
money back for that course.
You
think
Yeah.
Wait, does your report card say Professor Rachel Dolezal?
Yeah, I can show you some stuff. For
That-
sure.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
what grade did you get?
What grade did I get? I got like a 3.1 in the class.
Okay.
And one of the
Wow.
projects
What
was
does that mean?
like a 3.1. That'd be like a low B.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
High
one of the
C.
projects was to come up with our own like African language of clicks and ticks and
Shut the.
shit. And you just go up and wing it. People were going up and just going.
That sounds like
making
the
noise.
most
And she's like, "Wow, I get it. That's so great." Like, she was not.
Did everyone go dolphin on it? Is that what the fuck they did?
Please tell me you talk about this.
Dude, I talk
fuck?
about
So
it.
funny.
I talk about it limitedly. I don't know. I don't have material about it now.
Oh, you
is
need some.
hilarious.
I don't know
Cultural
if it's gonna be
appropriation.
relevant all the
Yeah,
time.
literally.
Jesus.
Cultural
Cultural
appropriation.
studies by literally the woman who is the queen of cultural appropriation. I love it.
Seriously.
All
God damn
right.
it! I hated that her name had to be Rachel. It's such like, like you're ruining it for us. Wait, Rachel.
People say I look like her, you asshole.
Telling
So,
you.
like, trust me, we both have our fucking problems
I
with the
know.
bitch.
All right, so let's go to your second story.
My second story. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but my mom was the judge that put O.J. Simpson in prison. I
Well,
don't know if
Jesus Christ! Either way, this is huge.
The judge that put O.J. Simpson in prison. Oh,
I
for
thought
the
for the robbery case
robbery,
that
yeah.
happened in
So your judge was an Asian man.
yes, no, I would get comments like that. That my mom is Lance Ito, and she's not. Her name is Jackie. She was the judge that put O.J. Simpson in prison for the robbery case that happened in Las Vegas. And yeah, my story is I fist bumped O.J. Simpson. We like fist bumped it.
Before
His
the
arraignment?
sentence
So
came down.
basically, yeah. So basically, what happened is my mom, like OJ got in trouble, and we're watching it on the news, and then the case was assigned to my mother, and he had violated his bail, so my mom had to like bring him back into her courtroom, and that's where I fist bumped him.
Well, so you were watching the case?
I went to that when she
Did
pulled
she
him.
pick you up at school and was like, "Oh,
She was
on the way
like,
home, I
she
gotta
was
go
like,
sentence
I
O.J.
know last
Simpson."
week was at the police station, but this week we got a different guy.
So, but how could they allow you to get that close to be able to fist bump him?
It's my mom's courtroom. I can go wherever I want.
Oh, please.
You've never sounded so entitled.
Right.
I mean,
But
it's
it's
her.
okay.
It's like that. You know
That's
how
her
your mom
courtroom.
has an office. Like
her
that's my
office.
mom's office.
Yeah.
That sounded like it felt good to say too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can-
It's my mom's courtroom. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. I can.
How old were you when you fist bumped OJ?
I was 17 as well.
17.
Yeah, it was a big year for me. It was
Very
a big
big
It was
year.
a big
It's
year
not
for
like
me.
you're 7 running around.
It was a big year for Tupac as well. I mean, sorry. It was a big year for
Oh
a
my
lot of people.
God. Either way, this is crazy. Whatever one's true. Your mom put away O.J. Simpson, and I think it boils down to, I think that's true, but
Yeah,
did you fist bump him or not?
I just kind of do your mom and you have a really good relationship?
I mean, we're cool.
I think she saw Rachel spiraling down,
And
and then she was like, "You're coming with me to do stuff."
I would go to
and
work with my mom
yeah.
a lot.
why?
Not but you know what I mean.
Well,
as a
I
parent.
mean,
To
on
keep
days.
supervision.
No, I mean, it's like it was fun to watch her because she was in like a really powerful position.
Yeah.
Well, at least to me, it seemed because she was like sending people to prison, which is like
And so
scary.
Huge.
can
yeah.
you
Like
describe
that?
what happened during the fist bump? Like what led up to the scenario where you fist bump OJ?
So I walk up to where he was sitting. This is before my mom like sat down and yelled at him,
And
I just like held it out there right there.
so
Fist
you're
bump.
Fist
so
bump.
your mother hadn't sat in her
No. But this is like this is before my mom came in and had a conversation with him where she yelled at him for not paying his bail.
And was it was in a courtroom?
It was in a courtroom, and he
was
had
there
already
a
been
lot
brought
of people
in.
in the courtroom?
Yeah,
And so you got up in the middle of a crowded courtroom
I
and
was just
walked
walking
around the
around.
defendant's table. and
No,
just
I didn't
fist-
walk around. He was already sitting down. I went up to right, like there's like a bar that divides you between the people sitting
Uh-huh.
there, and you can sit right behind him in the courtroom.
Right.
Yeah,
And you
just
were like, OJ,
I was like,
fist bump OJ.
Yeah. hold it out. I get it. She's yelled at me too.
And so was
You
it,
will survive.
so you were just like, I'm just gonna fist bump a murderer's hand. You were just-
Allegedly.
okay. Wow. What are people saying on that though, Austin? That's crazy.
Leah said that's just like when my mom worked at Lens Crafters and I could try on every pair of glasses if I wanted to.
Yeah. Listen, it's called perks.
Dank Abbott's worried that the OJ fist bump might be what broke your hymen. It seems like a weird thing to be worried about.
Is
but
that T.I. over there? By the way, I did drive by T.I.
T.I. was at
He
Saddle
was
Ranch.
at
I swear
Saddle
to God,
Ranch,
when
and
I
was
walked
like,
by.
I want to go do a hymen check on him. Like, hey,
Oh
how's
my
your burger and your
God. Fuck
daughter's
that piece of
hymen?
shit.
Dude, I swear when I was walking by Saddle Ranch, I was
Yeah,
like, that's T.I.
T.I.
sitting right on
and
the
Tiny.
patio. But
I was like, damn, they stars.
I mean,
man.
if she goes, we're not
They're
gonna go
just
down
like
that
us.
path.
You ran into a rapper on your way to tell your ran into a rapper story.
Yeah.
Wild.
This is the most LA podcast ever.
That is a crazy story. Huh. What do you think, Austin?
I don't know. I was kind of leaning toward the first one being a lie because it seems pretty unbelievable, but it does seem like this. You could just add the fist bump detail and totally make this story a lie, but still have the cool humble brag of, yeah, my mom casually put away OJ. And I always kind of stick with the humble brag stories being true. But what was the first one she was born in?
With
The rapper.
Tupac.
I saw
Tupac,
Tupac's
That's
autopsy
kind of a humble brag, but not really like my mom put away OJ Simpson.
It's
They're
a
both
mark of a
big.
good person at the game when they basically the beginning of both stories are kind of the same. My mom was a judge, and I got to because of that I got to do that. Yeah, that's what's fascinating about you must be fucking just an evil fucking lawyer.
I like how you called me so nice at the podcast, and I was like, Felicia.
When I'm home, I don't want to run errands or have to figure out a meal plan, especially because I have kids. That's why Blue Apron is a great solution. Their chef-designed recipes are easy to follow and give you a balanced, delicious meal. Blue Apron is a quick and easy way to make high-quality meals that everyone can enjoy. Use promo code LIARS to get $30 off your first order. Blue Apron, take back dinner.
Davina's first story. She's not proud of this story, but it was a fun time when she was 19. She was super hot in college and going to a Wu-Tang concert, whose members were staying at a DoubleTree where they were hosting an after party afterwards. By the way, get your fresh free hot cookies when you sign in there at the DoubleTree. Method Man shows up and she flashes her chesticles. They end up hooking up, and she still loves his penis to this day. Story 2. She has a pet snake now because she stole it from someone who was mistreating it years ago by being all sneaky, and 18 years later, they're living happily ever after.
Here's what I don't get is when Davina tells that story about Method Man, she goes wildly in both directions. Like, I'm pro my body and I climb with my boobies out, and then like I should be ashamed though. I should be ashamed. And then I was like, I want to show my titties. I know I should be ashamed. You know what I mean? Like I felt like because you were going seesawing back and forth.
Well,
on
the
that,
shame is because he's a married man. Like that's the shame. But I didn't stress that shit because like I was also 19.
But that was the first time you brought that up.
No, I said at the end, like, I don't know if they're like, I didn't know what their statuses were. You know, you find out later because Google and anything else and friends that know about their
20
marriage,
years
so.
ago?
Yeah, dude. How? Yeah.
Did we have Google
Google's
20
been
years
around.
ago?
Yes, Jessica.
You fucking psycho. How old do you think? Do you think I should have fucking scales and dinosaur
Hold on,
around?
what year
like,
was 20 years ago?
2000. 2000. What? Yeah.
1999.
99?
2000.
Yeah.
2019
say-
is not difficult, Jessica.
I wasn't Googling much back then.
You were also in like South Carolina at a trailer park, weren't you? Like, I don't know. You're fucking
The
your
trailer
second
park
cousin.
might not have had
You're
internet.
fucking your
Hey,
cousin.
They had tanning beds in the barn, okay? Back off. It's a nice place.
All right,
True.
so do people want to take a vote? Austin, what's your vote on that?
I think I'm gonna go first story lie because that was kind of my like initial thing.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the second story was like too boring not to be true. Like it just seemed like I own a snake. And, you know,
But it
yeah.
also was very throwaway. I get what you're saying.
Not boring, but like throwaway. Exactly,
Yeah.
that's a better way to explain it. But Ken, Kia, Leah, and Dank Abbott, they're all voting, and so did Raver Bastard. He just voted for the first story being the lie, which is what I'm going with. Makes me nervous that they're all going the same way I am. But
I hate that feeling.
yeah, but also Kia chiming in. He's going with the second being a lie. Michael J. Schneider said he don't vote. So
Here's my thing on why I don't.
I love that guy.
he's been a
He's
handful.
just
this
here to see how it goes
a
down.
lot of retracted messages from Michael J. Snyder.
Favorite.
Here's why I don't see why the second one couldn't be true. It's just not that wild to say I have a snake. It's like, well, she stole a snake. It's like, well, yeah, but she didn't like set up this heist and rob one as a random person. She worked at a place that sells snakes. It all just seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Right, and it just sounds like something Davina would do.
And I think she probably went to like a Wu-Tang after party and showed her boobs, but I don't think that she.
There we
Right,
go. That's what's going on
right.
here.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. She didn't
I
see his
think-
piece.
I think she went to a
Right.
DoubleTree and took her shirt off.
Yeah.
Very plausible.
Double D's at the double
Double
tree.
tree. There you go. Fucking
I
R-Dub.
wish I had double.
but you know
Ds.
when
I
I was-
hate you all.
I
with
was
a-
sitting here listening to your story, Davina, and when you were telling that first story, you were so animated. And your eyes sparkled, and they only sparkled a little bit on the snake story.
She got
Well,
a
it's
little
not a
defensive.
dick.
And she got super defensive.
Well, she got a little defensive on the second one whenever I talked about the snake lying next to her.
Yeah.
She clearly
I'm
was in the
just saying, I maybe.
But that was almost
I
like
don't
a pit
remember
bull
that one.
owner.
You
defending
know
a
what
pit
I
bull.
get defensive about is people saying that, believing that stupid myth that they're sizing you up to eat you. I just am like, is the whole
I
world
never
that
said
fucking
that,
stupid?
Davina.
I know
I
you
never
did.
said that.
I know. But there's a whole thing out there about this, so I thought you were gonna go. That's right. Anyway, that's my whole.
But she was super
annoys me.
defensive about the first story, like with
Right.
Method Man.
Well, because
yeah.
you really called her out pretty heavy.
I'm gonna say the. God, that's
Fucked
difficult.
up shit.
I'm gonna say the first story is a lie, though. I'm gonna say it is because the DoubleTree, and as soon as she took the top off when no one else was it, and he was on your titty like that. But then she did say he had a big old head and a little body.
Well, you could,
Yeah.
It didn't
She
mean he
could've-
couldn't hold it up. Like, he purposely sucked my dick. It wasn't like his head, like, drew him down there because it's too big for his body. I can't keep my head up anymore. Oh, I'm sucking it. Sorry. That's my brain.
You know what? When I was just recently in Alabama, though, and we were staying, I think it was at an Embassy Suites, they do have a night, like a hip-hop night.
Shut the fuck up, Jessica.
This
I was like,
stupid
what?
bitch.
they go around passing
Yeah.
Tupac's autopsy pictures around.
What do
too
you
as
think?
walk
What
in.
do you?
Yes.
Which one do you
Yeah,
think
they
is a
pass
lie?
around the Tupac autopsy.
I feel like I could see her stealing a snake from a store.
Yeah, it's
You
very
know?
believable. Maybe
Yeah.
she
Well, what do you
But
think?
I also could see her.
Is it because
you
I'm
know,
blackish?
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just.
it's your personality that
Yeah, 'cause most
snake stealing, not
Right.
your looks.
Most black people
Because
don't
again, you
own
still look
snakes.
like a woman,
True.
a white woman pretending to be black. So
She
So,
looks like me.
yes.
Rachel, we haven't heard shit from you about how did you feel about her reaction to not being believed about the method? Did you think that felt like she was telling a real story? How well do you know her?
that meant. Well, her reaction to that part to me seemed authentic, but I also could see like when, you're like. When like you're bothered someone isn't hitting on you, but you don't really want them to hit on you, you're just reacting. I don't know.
No,
That's a
I
bad-
totally get what you
Yeah,
mean.
you guys totally get it.
I do believe parts of that story.
yeah.
But no. I think the first one is a lie. We pretty much all agree on that,
Yeah.
right,
No,
Michael?
well-
Is that what
Yeah,
you
I think
Jess?
I
Jess
agree.
hasn't
I
said
think I'm gonna
anything.
go with the snake, so I'm the
Well,
rogue
Jess hasn't
No,
voter.
said
I'm
anything.
gonna
You
go
think
with
that's a
you.
lie?
Actually, I'm gonna say the snake is a lie, only because the hip hop night. It's kind of saving me, honestly.
Hip hop night.
I can see you guys all
It
going
was
to
after a
DoubleTree.
concert, right? But it was after a concert. It wasn't like a hip hop night at the DoubleTree hosting Red Man.
So
and
was your
Method Man.
girlfriend who had the green eyes?
Crystal was with us and Kat?
Did
we were all
she
there.
take her top off?
No,
Classic.
And-
I'm like
Crystal.
I'm the only
And
slut
did
of
she
my friend.
sleep with anybody in the band?
No,
in the band.
in the
It's
band, I
wow.
know, but I'm just gonna let her
All right, in the
have
group
her
or
in her
whatever.
band.
I call it band, Felicia. I got you. Wu-Tang band.
You guys go to a lot of hip hop concerts.
Okay, so you three say lie. Rachel said snake and Jess
All
said
right.
snake.
R&B symphonies.
All
Do
right.
we vote for Rachel first too,
Okay,
and then
yeah,
do
yeah,
the
yeah.
reveal?
So,
no,
which
no.
one is the lie?
I do the reveal
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
3 of you are right,
Yeah.
but
Well, so which
I
one?
First
just-
story's a lie.
the
The
first
first
one.
story is
I
what?
just didn't fuck him. He did suck my titty. We were at the DoubleTree Hotel. I was hanging out with all of them, but as soon as he sucked my titty, he like left. And I think it's because he,
this
knew
is a bad titty.
we're
bad
gonna
titty.
know.
Bad titty.
I will show you right
Okay.
now my good
It
titties.
feels so good to
This
be
is now the
attracted,
titties
right?
club.
So far, my titties are the only ones to be
Titties
on this
club.
podcast.
This is now
Yeah.
the titties.
Austin, you
club.
got great tits, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everything was fucking true except for that I didn't have sex with him.
Damn,
Yes,
you
that's
woman.
exactly what we said. It
Yeah.
feels so good
Knew
to
it.
be
All
right.
right. All right.
I
all
hate
right.
you guys so much. so.
Okay.
Can't
Well,
believe
let's
you.
go. First of all, before
I
we
know,
do
I
the
should have fucked
recap,
him.
let's have our commercial for Blue Apron right now. Oh, okay. For you guys that are live, forget that part. Okay, go ahead. Blue Apron, take back dinner.
Cheers.
Does that show up at your door? Is Blue Apron one of
Yes,
those?
Yeah.
yeah. You should try it.
It's good stuff.
Use liars for the code.
Sweet.
All right, Rachel's recap.
Fucking assholes.
Rachel's recap, she was born and raised in Las Vegas, and her mom was a search warrant signer. I guess she was a judge. I didn't hear that part. But which sometimes she'd have to do in the middle of the...
She was a judge in both stories.
I didn't hear the judge part in the first story.
Search warrant
signer, which sometimes she'd have to do in the middle of the night. So one time they go to the police station together. She's like 17, so one cop says, hey, you want to see something cool? And pulls out a binder with a dead Tupac penis in it. And she thought that she liked it, and it had a huge ween, and she was very impressed. Story 2, her mom was the judge and the search warrant signer, if you're confused, that arrested O.J. Simpson. And because it was her mom's courtroom, she could go wherever she wants. So she dapped up old Orenthal.
She didn't arrest him. She was just his judge. She put him
arraigned
in
him.
prison.
Sentence.
She sentenced him to prison.
Whatever. Okay, so anyway, she could go wherever she wants because it's her mom's courtroom. She dapped up Orenthal on his way to the big house, and that's pretty much it.
You know what? This is why I hate women on this show.
Why?
Because I can't fucking tell when they're lying, dude.
It's so tough, man.
When men are on here, I get it right most of the time.
I know, isn't that a shame? Like, we just let men lie to us. Like, we're lying to ourselves as women that these men
That's
are
why
not,
we're
you
such
know
good
what I mean?
liars.
Anyway, so what are people saying online? Which one do they believe? That's so tough because it's
so
the base
tough.
of the story is both things. You know, the same
Her mom's
story.
definitely a judge in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think parts of both are true, but
Yeah.
So far, Mark is the only one that's voted. He thinks that the first is the truth. And Kia just chimed in and said that Tupac's true, OJ's a lie.
I think Tupac is the lie because I just can't imagine some cop who
Would show a 17-year-old
What's-
penis, period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but those
yeah,
young
pe-
cops are stupid, man. They really
yeah,
are.
but
How old
I-
was the cop?
Well, not when your mom's the judge. You're not going to go showing a
Yeah,
girl.
her
a
that's
mom
penis.
was right
thing.
there, she
Yeah,
said. So the mom knows that she
yeah.
was looking at the pig.
Yeah.
First is a lie for me.
Yeah, I think the first story is a lie. Like, I just can't imagine some cop who would want to be under the good graces of a judge for his cases would do something that. And who knows what a cop who's seen everything, what your life is about, or what you've experienced or not experienced. Although I'm sure you look pretty hot when you were, because you're a gorgeous lady, both of you are. But I
Were
think
you
the first
goth?
one.
I went through a period of time where I did gel like my hair very, very straight, like Marilyn Manson.
Ooh.
You know,
Nice.
but like I never wore the black lipstick.
I
you know?
still wear black lipstick. From
Oh, I
time to
love
time.
it.
Dank Abbott says broads don't lie about dick pics. So the first story's true, the second's a lie.
Stupid.
And
More like broadcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Leah says that the second story is the lie. Now the OJ dapped up story is a
The
lie.
OJ, that's right. I know that. Like, they're
I could
so
see it being a
both
lie, like if the dapped up
ridiculous.
thing was just the
Yeah.
added
Felicia-
detail. But
Will you think out loud a little more? I need like actual help. I don't have a reason one of these is better than the other.
Well, it's difficult because they both are basically the same story until the very end, where it's the Tupac dick pics. I just can't.
boil it down to this,
Yeah.
Michael. Do you believe that a
Yeah.
cop showed her Tupac's penis while her judge mother was within feet of her?
Yeah.
Or
You
do you
know what?
believe?
I don't think I do.
Yeah, I don't
Do
know.
you think though that she had free reign of a courtroom?
I don't
Anybody can go
I-
sit in a courtroom anytime.
True, but
And
she
if
was
it's your,
like,
if your
I
mom's
could
the
go
judge,
But I don't know
anywhere.
that you can go talk to the plaintiff or the defendant like that. Like they're sitting next to their lawyers. There's people usually around. Like I don't know.
if
that
they're
you have
walking
access to
out,
just
there's a
talk to
crowd
them
around
like
them.
that.
You reach out for a fist. You
But
get
But that's
a
not
bump.
when she said it happened. It was before the sentencing started and everything.
When he
like
walked
while
in?
he's sitting down at the bench and stuff.
But there's
She's
no
sitting
way
behind him.
OJ knew. I'm sorry, Davina. There's no way OJ knew that you were her daughter.
No.
No.
And if there
Yeah,
was,
but OJ turns around and a hot girl has her fist out. OJ's bumping that bitch.
She
Wouldn't
could have
there
been
have
one of
had
his
to-
illegitimate children for all he knows.
if a
Call me
guy
Chloe.
if a guy is within if the guy is even in that facility on that day because he committed two very, very violent crimes, would
This
there
was
be
a robbery.
Wouldn't there
one.
have been a lapse in something if she had even access to touch him? Wouldn't that be too dangerous
Yeah.
if he could grab somebody?
But I think he
This
was,
wasn't for the This wasn't for the murder. This
It's
was
for the
robbery.
But which was after the murders, though, right?
Yeah, but the
Right.
murders
Yeah, but he was
he
found not
not
guilty.
Oh,
I
but I
know.
thought he was eventually
No
put
matter if
in
we know
jail.
he
He
was.
was found not guilty for the murders. He was found guilty for the civil,
civil
part of
suit.
it. He was found guilty for the
Robberies.
robbery.
Robbery. That's what sent him to jail.
It was like a correction call, right? I mean, like a makeup
Yeah.
call in a game.
It's like we got you now, bitch.
They go like, don't do anything because we.
Well, they also had him on video.
This is a whole different
stealing his
podcast,
old
huh? Oh, yeah.
Stuff back.
By the way, that's one of the most interesting Twitter accounts in the Twitterverse is OJ's personal like new account because it just goes on rants every other day.
Yeah,
I
fuck
know,
that
like
guy.
what is
Yeah. I
OJ's view on
Colin
politics?
Kaepernick, he's got it all.
Fuck,
He literally
dude.
will- we We know what he eats for dinner.
I'm gonna go with
Take back dinner.
first story's a lie. First story's a lie for me.
I think so too. I'm gonna say first story.
I like
is
the
a
first
lie.
story more too.
Yeah.
I want the first story to be true, but it just seems like somebody in a position of legal power risking more if that by that guy
and
showing
how
you that.
far away was your mom physically from you when he showed you that?
She was close by. She was just like signing a warrant right like on a desk right next to me.
Yeah, then that. God, that would be so fucked up.
It would be easier for me to believe if he didn't show you the penis.
He wasn't like, here's Tupac's penis.
It's just the
It's like when
picture.
when you're looking
The
at
penis is
autopsy
there.
photos, like watch Forensic Files.
Yeah.
They'll blur out like a dick or like.
Wouldn't he have to go
Right.
like back to the files or something to get
Oh,
that
now
thing
you're
out, or
saying that
just-
they
He
blurred
went
out
to-
his dick?
No. I'm saying like
In TV shows.
when
On the
you
show.
watch
Okay.
TV shows where they show you like autopsy photos, they're taking pictures of a nude of a dead cadaver. Like they
Yeah.
take pictures of
A
your
full
whole
dead
body.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had him in a binder,
On his desk.
not on his desk. He had to go to a filing cabinet to get the.
But they keep it close. This is like what they do
Not, I
there.
don't think they don't keep it
Because
close,
when
but they
family
have a
comes-
filing
Visitors.
cabinet.
when visitors
when
come to the
visitors
office,
come, take
guys.
Well,
those
hey, one
two
time I went to
binders.
Jessica's house and she said, "You want to see a dead cat in my freezer?" So it's very possible
Dude,
that
I
somebody
think that's
wants
what
to
cops-
see
cops. I think when you
Dude.
get to be a cop, that's just like once you pass all the tests and stuff, you're like that's the cop shit that you do. Is like you look up your ex girlfriends, your ex wives, their future, and then you like go to like celebrity. You go like, I mean, that's
She's
all I do.
lying.
My
First
friend
story's a
works-
lie.
That's
First
what I would
story's
do.
a lie.
My friend
First
works at a
story's
bank
lie.
and he knows everything about everyone I know's accounts, and it's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Anyway, I shouldn't say that.
What?
Bank
No, but
with
here's the
Bank of
thing.
America.
Here's the thing. You know what? This could be maybe. I'm trying to find a way for that situation to be true. That he showed her those pictures. Maybe it's like you were how old? You were like 17. So maybe this is somebody who culturally very relevant. This is culturally some of the most exciting, fascinating shit. He sees like someone who's on the inside. This is someone I know's daughter. Hey, you want to come see some wild shit? Like how exciting would this be to her? I have some Tupac pictures. You know.
So which
Maybe he's
story
just being
came
cool.
first? Which story was first? The Tupac
Or
or
the
the?
OJ.
Tupac came first.
Well, that's convenient.
Oh. Jessica, what are you voting?
Fuck, dude. Okay, I'm gonna vote that the first one is a lie because the filing cabinet is too convenient.
Yeah.
That it's right.
So
I mean-
across the board right now,
And you're
everybody's
sitting with your mom.
I don't
When your
know.
mom
I don't know what
flipped
I'm
the
voting
fuck
yet.
out. If someone did that to my
I don't
kid,
know
I would flip
because
out.
my dad would let me look at something like that. But I don't know. I do have a problem with her having free reign of the courtroom. You know, you got a bailiff there that somebody's gonna tell you sit down and shut up.
Stony. That was the bailiff's name.
But this is like her
Wow.
family. Like
Damn.
she grows up.
Stoney
No,
Jackson.
like if you watch, Judge
And he was,
Judy,
like,
she
80
uses the
years
same
old.
bailiff. Yeah.
Dude, she's got too many good details for this one too. Fuck this.
I feel like there's major parts of them that are correct, and I'm like, I feel like the Tupac one, like, yes, you have seen those pictures, but
But she was dating a
what
cop
was
that
the
took her back there or
scenario
something.
behind it, and
At
how
17.
did
Not at 17. You just added that little detail in there. to throw
Oh,
us
I
off.
see.
All right,
like
so
maybe the scenario?
What'd you vote?
behind
First
it.
story's a
Davina?
lie. Book it. I'm
first
still
story
going
is a
first.
lie. What,
First is a lie.
Davina? First story is a lie for me. What about you,
First story lie.
Davina.
Davina?
Second. I'll just say second because
Okay, and what are
everyone's
people
saying
online
fucking
saying?
first.
Everyone's saying pretty much first. What?
Yeah,
I know that she did the sentencing, but I don't think you dabbed him.
Mark Melvin says first is true. I think everybody else was. Oh, Leah said first true.
Huh?
Tupac true. Kia. So yeah, actually maybe they're all going
Kia,
the other
you
way.
think that
Fuck.
first is true?
Wait, what did Ken say? What's Kenneth
yeah,
Lofton do?
you always go to Ken.
No, I got to do whatever Ken's not doing.
Ken has not voted yet. It doesn't
Okay.
seem.
Ken, you
so
piece
of
he's
shit.
probably
Ken
drunk in a
doesn't
bar
vote.
somewhere.
All right. So which story is the lie?
I did not fist bump OJ.
You saw Tupac's autopsy
Oh, yeah.
photos.
Was your mom not
Did
pissed
your
about
mom get mad?
No.
Was I right about the cool cop dynamic and that?
Oh yeah, I mean he was just like, hey, like my mom was busy signing a search warrant. He was like, do you want to see something cool? And they have like a whole an area in the like there where they
Celebrity photos.
keep like
High profile cases.
yeah. That because a lot of these they
Did
do
you have-
call and make
really have-
documentaries. And
Did you
things
really
like-
have free reign of the courtroom
Yes.
It's not like free reign,
Stony.
but like I didn't have to ask permission.
Stony exists.
to go in?
Stoney's
to
real.
go anywhere. Like I would walk, I could walk, and if I wanted to go up to OJ, I absolutely could have gone up.
Could
to him.
you just go up to your mom's bench?
Yeah. Not during session.
Right.
But like before she comes in and they're like, "Oh, rise!" Like anyone
can
can
be
really
anywhere,
not
yeah.
anyone, but like if you work in the court, you can pretty much walk
Walk
anywhere
through
and
that area.
communicate to.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to, because he was sitting right there, I could have gone up to him and said something to
Yeah.
him because the bailiff was having communications with him, and Stoney wasn't the bailiff at the time. He was,
But he was
older
real.
bailiff. But Stoney was a real bailiff. Of my
Like,
mom's.
dude's about to get sentenced.
Wow.
Him and his lawyer are having deep
Wow.
discussions.
He
I
was
can't
just
see
sitting-
that
he was
being
just sitting
like
right there.
really.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
Wow.
I can't see you like
But
interrupting that.
you
Just to be
got
like,
that right though.
I got it
you
right.
got
I
it
did.
right. And
And
you
I
should have went with your
felt-
instinct. You
I
should have went
felt
with your
like that. I felt like I like the sentencing is okay, but would anyone would a woman want to dab that motherfucker? Like, fuck that motherfucker. Like, he definitely killed those bitch. I don't care if he
I
was
don't know.
acquitted
Rachel strikes
and
me
it
as
was.
somebody that would definitely tap up OJ if given
I
the
mean,
opportunity.
I don't know.
Wow.
I
And at
don't
17,
doubt it
at
100%.
maybe now, Rachel, but at 17, like, that guy's going to be intimidating. I've met Mike Tyson in person. He's just an intimidating energy. Like, you're like, ugh, like, I don't know.
Well, I would think Method Man, if he put his lips on my titty, I would think that would be intimidating.
That's why my
Personally
boobs are,
myself.
no, my boobs are named Method Man. That's their
really?
name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My friend, like, right after it happened, she goes, "Did Method Man just suck on your motherfucking titty?" And I was like, he sure did. Like, that was we still will laugh about that.
All
now.
right. Well, those were some crazy
Those
stories.
are great fucking stories.
Those are really good stories. Thank you so much, you guys,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
coming
this is
by
so
and
fun.
sharing those stories. Where can people find you, Rachel?
Follow me at Wolfie Comedy and also my podcast Chronic Relief Pod on Instagram, please.
And how about you?
At the smallest fat girl is my personal.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Instagram, and at Naked and Serious for Naked and Serious, which is my naked podcast. So yeah, thanks.
Okay.
loves.
And what about you, Austin?
I'm at the Austin Walker on everything. Check us out November 30th. We're here in the Belly Room. Lineup to be announced. That's a week from Saturday. That's like
know.
no time at all because I'm actually going home to Florida.
We're
Go
gonna have
Gators.
Nick
We're going to beat
Novicki
FSU.
here.
Oh,
He's been on the podcast.
hell yeah.
That's
Yeah.
going to be fun. Going to be a good one. So get your tickets for that. Follow us on Instagram, the Liars Club 1, Twitter, Liars_Club. Go Gators, beat FSU. That's all I got.
What about you, Michael Evans?
Follow my Instagram at High Five Michael. I'm around town doing stand up all the time, and I post my dates all the time. Come check it out.
All the
Okay,
time.
wonderful. I just wanted to say thank you so much for you guys that always come and play with the game and listen in, and everybody out there in podcast land. Thank you so much. We've had listeners now in Africa. We've had listeners in Sweden. Obviously, there was a listener earlier in Australia, and we just want to show our appreciation and say thank you very much for doing that. We certainly appreciate the viewership and the listenership. You can follow me at Felicia Michaels all across the board.
She sounds sweet.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Oh, guys, it's so
But we really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Take a minute, take a break, go away from the Comedy Store YouTube for just a second and subscribe to the Liars Club on YouTube. We've got animations and things we go on the road and we video that stuff. So go and subscribe there so you can see all the outtakes and all that fun stuff. And I wanted to I don't know why I was wanting to do Method Man one more time.
METHOD, man.
And you,
If you guys actually liked him,
all right, Davina, shut up. And you have been lied to.
It's so funny that you get so serious about that.
I know,
I love
nobody
that.
knows.
I love that.
I'm not telling that
Disney believe Will the real liar please stand up? Right?
She's totally serious.
And you have been lied to.